It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
Welcome back to the program. We've got State Representative Dan Sullivan is on the phone with us. He's normally in studio. Dan, what's going on, sir?
Well, I'm down in Little Rock, Paul, working on the people's business, and just appreciate the time to be on your show today for a very important announcement.
Yeah, so let's get to it. You guys, you have a big event coming up a week from today at 6:30.
Yes, we are having and making my formal announcement for my run for Senate against Senator John Cooper, a primary opponent.
Wow.
Senator Cooper's held that seat for a while, and I'm going to be making that announcement next Thursday at 6:30 at Harmony Garden in Jonesboro. We're hoping to have a lot of people show up, so I sure hope we can get a good turnout. I know we've got a great following. You have a great following for conservatives, and those are the folks we need to get out to and get the word out to.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I mean, I'm going to be there for sure with bells on. It's going to be a fantastic event, and I think this is a long time coming, Dan. I mean, we've talked about it before, obviously, but I go back and I look at your voting record and the things that you have supported. Sometimes the things that you have voted against under immense pressure from the establishment, and you have stood strong. And so there really is a big contrast between your voting record and, say, Senator Cooper's.
Yes, Paul, I'm going to read a short statement from Senator Cooper here that he made early on in the race several years ago. This is a quote, "If a candidate is so ungrounded they desire to buy friends and influence, how can we depend on them to vote for us on important issues? Will their pocketbook and friends be more important to them than constituents? My principles are not for sale, and I will never waver from my conservative views and values." And Paul, as you know, Senator Cooper promised 90,000 people, and I'm sitting here looking at my desk at a number of mailers that John sent out promising people the first thing I'll do will be to defund the private option, which is now Arkansas Works. And that was the theme throughout his campaign, that he was going to vote against it. And then I think in early on, several months after saying that, he was one of the first ones. Not only did he vote to authorize the funding of it, he voted against a bill by Linda Collins-Smith to defund it.
Yes.
So he kind of put a double whammy on 90,000 people.
It was devastating.
By not keeping his word.
It was absolutely devastating. I was in the room when it happened. Couldn't believe it.
Paul, another big point, and we all remember that. However, John, in his flyers and mailers and his promises to the people, said he would fight for ethics reform. Brian King and Linda Collins both had great ethics reform bills, and John voted against both of those. And at the time those votes were taken, those issues were hot and heavy before the people, but it was prior to people going to jail for those violations.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have people who are not running again, people going to jail, people being threatened with going to jail for these exact violations that John voted against in ethics reform. So two of the biggest promises that he made to the people, defunding Obamacare and ethics reform, John failed to come through for the people on. You can look at my record, and my record is consistent on all of those, keeping my promises and voting consistently conservative.
And I think this is a good thing, and I've said this before, that now that the state is a red state, at least, people go to the polls to vote for Republicans. That means that the Republican Party primary is what the Democrat primary used to be, which is it's essentially the general election. And and what I mean that this is good is between these two candidates, from what I can see, the people are going to be given a clear choice of two different directions. And I think that's always a good thing. That's what primaries are for.
Absolutely. And Paul, John also was the deciding vote on the Stand Your Ground bill. Here we had a Republican join the Democrats to kill the Stand Your Ground bill in committee.
Wow.
And Senator Cooper was the deciding vote on that. And if your voters will remember, of course, this is a local issue, but John tried to close the Lake City courthouse. Didn't go over and talk to the folks in Lake City. Didn't visit with the local mayors in that area. Just files a bill and tries to run it through. And I was the lone state representative, even from our area, in the beginning, to stand up and fight against that. Our other local folks came on board a little bit further down the road, and we killed that bill. That's just John's modus operandi. That's how he operates. It's just to push those kind of things through and not talk to his constituents.
Speaking of guns, and by the way, yeah, I can't believe I thought that was very strange that Senator Cooper didn't vote for Bob Ballinger's Stand Your Ground bill. I don't know, maybe he was convinced by Senator Stephanie Flowers' ramblings, emotional ramblings. And anyway, that's a whole other topic. We can get into that later. But speaking of guns, this Saturday, did I hear the Patriots of Act 746 are having a crawfish boil for you?
Yeah, and let me fold that into a bigger issue. Paul, a senator's vote affects more than the 90,000 people they represent. And this Stand Your Ground bill is a great example. Because of Senator Cooper's position in committee, the entire state of Arkansas is deprived of their constitutional right to protect themselves and bear arms because of one senator's vote. So I'm really seeking the support of all of your listeners all over the state. This is going to be a very difficult race. This is a race against the establishment. Senator Cooper is going to have the support of most all the big PACs in the state. And my race is going to be dependent upon the citizens, the grassroots people, 746 being one of those groups. I'm dependent on those people not only to get out and vote, but to help us raise money. And I hate asking for money, as many politicians do. Some don't mind. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But, you have a statewide audience. And I really would appreciate the participation of all of your audience in helping us win this race. This Senate vote will mean something to everyone in the state. So in just a few moments when we get done with this, I'll be posting my mailing address and my web address on there if people would like to help financially. Paul, the reality is it's going to take $150,000 to compete in this race. I think we'll have about 100 in the bank or pretty close to that by the 23rd, but we need people's help. So anything will help. $50, $10, we would really appreciate that. And the other thing they can do is show up at our events and let the community and let Senator Cooper know where the votes are. It's one thing to give money, it's another one to show up at an event.
Yes.
And if we can get 150 or 200 people out to an event, that lets those other people know that I'm a serious candidate. We have the votes. It makes them less likely to donate to Senator Cooper's campaign. That's just the politics.
Yeah, that's just the
way
it
is.
is.
Said, we have an event this Saturday at 3:00, and I'll post that also on your Facebook page.
Yeah, it's the Northeast Arkansas chapter of Patriots Vac 746, a crawfish boil with Dan Sullivan. It is going to be in Bowman, Arkansas, 516 County Road 687, from 3 to 5. It's Ken Quall's Farm Shop. So everybody come on out, $30 a plate, and man, it's crawfish. So you got to love that.
We do. We need everybody there, and then we need him again to show up next Thursday. Our formal announcement at the Gardens at Harmony in Jonesboro on Parker Road out by the Loves. And we just need people to show up, boots on the ground, people that are willing to help, and let the whole state know, not just Craighead County, but let the whole state know that you have to keep your promises to the voters.
Mm-hmm.
When you give your word and you tell people how you're going to vote, you have to vote that way or go back to the people and explain what you've learned and why you've changed.
Yeah.
And Senator Cooper's not done that.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you brought that up. And also, I want to say, you're in your third term as a state representative, correct?
That's correct. And Paul, as far as keeping my conservative word, I've had a top rating from Conduit, I think one of the best in the state all 3 years.
Yeah.
Top rating in the state, one of the top rating in the state from the Family Council. Alliance Defense, all the strong conservative groups out there have all, Americans for Prosperity, all of those groups have rated me at the very top of the voting record in the conservative format. And I think I've been rated ahead of Senator Cooper by every one of those agencies every year.
Yeah.
Yet again, Senator Cooper has said over and over again that I'm the most conservative one out there. Vote for me. Yet, in just this recent election, Paul, he voted to increase your taxes at every turn. It's just not what he promised to do.
Yep.
And voters need to let their legislators know that you just can't get elected. You can't take our money. You can't win our vote and then turn around and do the opposite.
Mm-hmm. State Representative Dan Sullivan, I look forward to this. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. And, again, at Gardens at Harmony. And, sir, best of luck to you. And
Thank you, Paul.
Be safe down in Little Rock.
Thank you. We need people's support from all over the state. That's what's going to make a difference here. Thank you very much.
And that goes to this, are you running? I've been asking it all week. Are you running? And if not, what are you doing to help those who are running? And so, folks out there, you guys who are conservative, who you guys understand, you've been following this situation for a long time. You know exactly the hurdles that people who actually believe in a limited government, trying to shrink the amount of money the government takes from the people, not increase it. You know the hurdles and the battles that are out there. You understand.